The spotlight on mental health, especially among young people and the impact on their education, has grown in recent years.
And the pandemic has only made things worse. And you're watching 10 Tampa Bay at 6. I'm Dave Wagner.
And I'm Carolina Lead. CDC data shows how mental health has worsened in children. In 2019, 39% of Florida children reported feeling sad or hopeless.
Yet in Florida, the state actually did away with a tool used for decades that helped provide insight into students' challenges. 10 Tampa Bay's Malik Rankin finds out why.
Florida's education department stopped using that CDC survey in May because it thought it could make a better version. The last survey results were released back in 2019. So it's been years for educators with no perspective on mental and behavioral health. And the concern now for some, will Florida's new version ask the same questions?
It is a hard road when you do have a child that has a mental condition and that has a disability. It is hard.
What are you doing? What?
Zoe Richardson might appear a little shy.
She is very full of life. She's caring, she's empathetic.
She's just like any 9-year-old, only her ADHD and sensory processing disorder mean she thinks a little bit differently.
So sometimes she have these great big meltdowns, and it's really hard and challenging.
Zoe's mom, Yana Richardson, fought hard for her daughter to have the help she needed to succeed. She says it took growth as a parent to break through mental health stigmas.
I know a lot of minorities, we have an issue with going out, seeking services, and asking for help because we don't want our children labeled. I'm guilty of that.
The need for mental health resources has skyrocketed in Florida. Dr. Angela Mann is the president of the Florida Association of School Psychologists.
Good morning.
She pushed for state officials to keep giving students the CDC's Youth Risk Behavior Survey.
We have students from historically marginalized populations or underrepresented groups, like our students who are identifying as LGBTQ, or students who are African American or Black, where we know that it's often very difficult to actually gather data on how they're doing and what their well-being looks like. The Youth Risk Behavior Surveillance System is one of our only means of doing that.
It's a survey given to middle and high schoolers every other year, letting us know how students are feeling and behaving. 43 other states still use the survey.
And so it allows us to make very easy comparisons in terms of how our students are doing here in Florida relative to any other state in the country.
Florida, however, opted out and will now be in the minority of states choosing not to use this tool. Instead, the Florida Department of Education said it planned to create its own survey, quote, tailoring data collection to Florida's unique needs. We reached out to the Florida DOE for clarity on what a Florida-specific survey means. The department has yet to explain. And we just want to point out, Florida can customize the existing CDC survey if it wanted to.
The YRBS previously did allow for flexibility for states to identify what items made the most sense for them to administer.
Dr. Mann says the information shared by students in the Youth Risk Behavior Survey can affect what mental health services a school offers.
It's important for us to know trends about suicidality, about risky behaviors they're engaging in, right? So that we can design interventions to support that.
I have a dinner with me and my mom.
For families who depend on these mental health resources,
You have to be the front and center to push to get what they need.
the more information you have, the better.
So there should be no breaks in between you doing your surveys in order to collect the data that you need to put the services that these children need in order to help them along the way.
So where do things stand now? Right now, the Florida Department of Education says a work group is developing Florida's new survey. It expects this Florida-specific survey to be available to all students before the school year ends sometime in the spring. We'll continue to monitor the progress and let you know when it's finally accessible and what exactly is inside it. Live in studio, Malik Rankin, 10 Tampa Bay.